start. Put name tag green.
Okay, thanks. My camera is still out. I better put him, okay, but I'm still in the blues now. Yeah, I'll check. I'll check before I, thank you. I'll see ya. Okay, love you, bye. All right. All right, so,
And even though it's
Should I-
not as an
I'm supposed to sit next to
attractive one, you can get an idea about what's
So
going
should
on here.
So Dr. Green is here, so then
This is where we
either,
have.
either move Joy, but Sue's gotta be next to him because she's.
okay, wait a second. All right, so. So I got Sue.
Sure.
Should I move Sue down?
No, because I need to get a camera shot. She's leading the meeting. Dr. Graham's right next to her. Next to her, so. Check 1 2 1 2 3. Check 1 2 1 2 3.
And, so should I move Jay?
You can move wherever anyone else goes.
Do you
It's
know?
completely up to you.
Mark, you know what I found? You don't have an extra computer here, do you?
I don't know. I got too much other stuff.
You don't have another computer?
I do not.
Okay.
Check. Check, check.
Pictures it on. Check 1 2 3 1 2. Check 1 2.
Yeah, there's one different
1 2 3 1 2. Check 1 2.
tables.
Take a look through, there's more.
All different stuff. Pretty cool.
Is Ashley here tonight?
What's
Oh,
up?
she's not.
And Sherry is on here.
So we've been
You
hoping.
didn't want her coming? Thank you.
One, two, 1 2 3. Check 1 2 1 2 3. 1 2 1 2 3. Check 1 2 1 2 3. 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. 1 2 3 1 2.
Yeah. So sometimes she just loves. They don't want to come here, meet the teacher. You show her what to do, and then other times she doesn't see it.
Sorry.
Different way systems. Here, not so easy.
Yeah. Neat, right? Something different.
All right, Rob, I'm gonna try my best here to talk through this. I don't know what you can see, what you can't see, but we're gonna make this work. This is the mic that I'm using right here, which will be over by the computer. 1 2 3 1 2. This will be the superintendent mic. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Check. 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Yeah.
This will be the president mic. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Or vice president, Lee Sue tonight. Thank you. 1 2 3. And this will be the microphone for the administrators. They will sit over here. I'm getting a little feedback, so I'm gonna turn it down a little and hope we do the best we can.
They come here from.
I don't.
Last, I'm gonna try the podium mic.
Okay, all right, let me use yours. All right. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Podium mic. This is the best time of all of them. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so sounds like we got them all. I'm gonna mute some of these mics. I'm gonna mute the whole system right now. So here we go. Muting in 3, 2, 1. It's all worked out.
I don't know, just met. We just October 6th, so he's got the same but he's
For our first game. Oh my gosh.
Fluids on, oils on. Just tap it once.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order at 7:41. We'll go ahead and start with the pledge of allegiance. That is right in this corner. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, just a few days before we start the meeting, you can all please silence your phones. In the event of an emergency, the emergency exit will be the door that you walked in here to my left or right. With us tonight, we have Danielle Bruno, trustee, Roger Broker, trustee, Jay Grover, trustee, Cheryl Cardone, assistant superintendent of People Personnel Services, Dr. Graham, our superintendent, myself, Sue Marston, board trustee, Joey Lamarca, trustee, Merkel, assistant superintendent for school business and finance, and John Fitzpatrick, assistant superintendent of curriculum, staff development, and human resources. Excused tonight, we have Ashley Dreyer and Sherry Steffens, both board trustees. All right, with that, we'll get started. I need approval for our agenda this evening. If I can get a motion,
I can move.
a second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried 5-0. All right, I need a motion for the minutes from our August 26th meeting,
I'll motion.
and a second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Carried 5-0. All right, we'll move on to our student ambassadors. I'm just gonna go ahead and introduce our high school ambassador, McGowan.
Good evening, Board of Education, Dr. Graham, Mrs. Cardone, Mr. Fitzpatrick, and Dr. Merkel. I am thrilled to introduce to you a senior at Grand Island High School, Madison McGowan. Maddie is one of our scholar athletes, as well as president of our student council. She is currently being recruited by several colleges to play softball at the collegiate level. My first softball game, I actually saw Maddie catch a ball at first base in a slip, so very impressive young lady. Her dream is to become a physical education teacher and hopefully come back and serve the community here in Grand Island. She's going to tell you about some of the wonderful things that have happened over the past few weeks, as well as some of the exciting things coming up. Take it away.
Good evening, Board of Education, Dr. Graham, Mrs. Cardone, Mr. Fitzpatrick, and Dr. Merkel. Thank you for letting me speak here tonight. My name is Madison McGowan, and I'm honored to serve as both the senior and student council president here at Grand Island High School. Over the past few weeks, our sports complexes have been buzzing with activities as our fall sports teams gear up for their season. The GI Vikings have already begun to make their mark, securing some impressive early victories. The boys' soccer team celebrated a strong 4-0 win against Hamburg, while the varsity boys volleyball team clinched their first championship at the clearance tournament this past Saturday. In another heartwarming development, the varsity girls cheerleaders made a generous donation to a senior at Pioneer who tragically lost his parents and sister in a house fire this past week. Their support has deeply appreciated and provided much needed comfort during this difficult time. As we look ahead, we extend our best wishes to all our fall athletes for a successful season filled with many more victories to come. The beginning of the school year was been marked by several exciting events. On Wednesday, August 26th, we welcomed our incoming freshmen and new upperclassmen with a comprehensive orientation. Student leaders guided them through the school, introduced them to their class advisors, and provided information about Infinite Campus and our extracurricular offerings. Many seniors volunteered their time to ensure that GIHS felt like a welcoming place for these new students. On Monday, September 2nd, as our teachers, staff, and administrators returned to GIHS, the student council advisors greeted them with a warm welcome, offering ice cream sundaes, snacks, and sodas. The first day of school was brought a special highlight. Grand Island High School was featured on Channel 7 News. I had the privilege of being interviewed to share my excitement about starting my senior year as student council president. Mr. Christina, a second-year teacher here at Grand Island High School, was also interviewed to discuss his enthusiasm for the new school year and the incoming students. We are also excited about our new initiative, Blue Crew Academy. This program is designed to support students as they navigate high school and beyond, fostering connections with peers and providing guidance through 2 designated teachers assigned to each student. As summer fades, both teachers and students are eager and ready to embark on this new school year. Thank you for your continued support, and go Vikings.
Nobody signed up for the public comment session, so we're going to move on to the curriculum and instruction with Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Thank you very much. As Mrs. Booker led us around a tour of Eco Island this evening, Board of Education members, just in your packet you have the documents that Mrs. Booker presented to all of us, and I'd like to highlight that Eco Island, I believe it is last year, where 2,000 students came through Eco Island last year, or that's overall.
Yeah, finished out in this last school year, yes.
And we really appreciate the hard work that Mrs. Booker did, and if you can also take a look at the amount of cataloging that needed to be done to make sure that every single animal in this facility was cataloged with the DEC and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions or comments? Moving on to personal instruction. Does anybody have any questions before we move on to a motion? All right, then I will ask for a motion for PI 1 through PI 5, please.
Motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 5-0. All right, moving on to personal, do we have any introduction?
After instruction.
Okay. Moving on to personnel non-instructional, I need a motion for PNI 1 through PNI 3 with the adjustment of PNI 1 to C to reflect a start date of 9/10. Can I get a motion, please?
A motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 5-0. Introductions?
We do, we have an introduction for Jim Gadline. Phil, if you could do the honors, and Jim, if you could stand, that'd be great.
Good evening. I would like to introduce Jim Gebline as our new maintenance mechanic crew chief. Jim is a 2006 graduate of Grand Island High School and began working for the district in 2013 as a maintenance mechanic and has been promoted since then to maintenance mechanic supervisor and today to maintenance mechanic crew chief. Congratulations, Jim.
Okay, with that, we're on to finance. We have some.
Thank you. Yes, item A is a action item, and then item B, we need to do a roll call vote, so could I, please?
So are those are the only action, right? So,
Correct.
okay, so if I can get a motion for finance A, please,
A motion.
and a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 5-0. So for B, it's a capital outlay project seeker, which we're gonna need a roll call. Cheryl, do you wanna call the roll call, or do you want me to?
Do we need a motion first?
Oh, we do a we're.
No, do we need a motion first?
Motion for a roll call, right? Okay,
Make the motion.
I'll
okay,
second.
all right. Start with Danielle.
Yes.
Roger?
Yes.
Jay?
Yes.
Myself is a yay. Joy?
Yes.
Motion's carried 5-0.
Thank you very much, and then C and D are both information.
Anybody have questions on our finance section? Did you want to give any sort of a presentation on the transportation, or?
I was gonna bring it up in round two.
Okay, okay, great. Moving on to special education and people personnel services for Ms. Jones.
Thank you. So I'm looking for action on our program recommendations for our Committee on Special Education, please.
Can I get a motion, please?
I can motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried 5-0. All right, on to the superintendent's report with Dr. Graham.
Well, thank you very much. Students, how many of you were here as an elementary student going through Eagle Island on a field trip? Just a show of hands. Let's thank Mrs. Teedy and Mrs. Booker for all that they've done to educate us. And Jacob, no, Jake, right? Jake or Jacob?
Jacob.
Jacob was a big help this Saturday helping the Santa Mum Sale, and even the Boy Scouts did a fantastic job, so thank you for that as well. That was awesome. So just briefly for the Board of Education, Dr. Merkel's going to talk about the transportation study. This board has already been proactive in ensuring that we have a robust benefits package as well as a high hourly wage. And this advertisement's been in the dispatch, it's been on the out demand, excuse me. And so we're very excited about this advertisement. We hope that it'll generate new drivers to our district. And just so that the community understands too, if you're a young mom or dad and you want to start a career with us as a bus driver, not only is this a wonderful contract and New York State benefits available to you, but we also will provide just for kids before and after school childcare as well, if your child is school age and attends the Grand Island schools. So we're very, very excited about that, and we thank the board for being proactive with that information. Additionally, just this weekend, the Grand Island Chamber of Commerce identified Kevin Kulikowski, Joe Mentor, Dean Santorio, and Autumn Spinella as Citizens of the Year, and the business is Pinnacle Travel Staffing. Many of our students and people watching in the community know Kevin is a big leader with oh wow, I just drew a blank. Young Life, thank you, not Young for Life, Young Life. And besides his support and recognition for spirituality amongst our teenagers on the island, he is an assistant basketball coach with our basketball team. Joe Mentor has been an assistant coach with our swim team. He's also in charge of community, not community education, our town rec program, which is awesome. And Cindy Lynn from our art department nominated him not only for all the good work he does, but how he's been a tremendous support of art and the growth of art on the island. So we're really excited to see Kevin and Joe, and of course our very own physical education teacher, Dean Santorio. He's not only our teacher, but also coaches football and baseball. And in the history of Grand Island, there's only been 2 coaches for football, and Dean is one of them. So this is a really great event. So for our board, if you're available, the event is October 10th, Thursday night, and right away, our football team has a football game that night against Williamsville. So we're not sure if Dean will be able to go, but we're trying to see if we can problem solve that. But it's very exciting, and we're just thrilled for that recognition. And earlier, Maddie did such a great job talking about all the good work that's going on in the school, and she also shared that our students rallied and raised some money, and we got this email from the athletic director, Chris Edwards from Pioneer Athletics, who wrote to our athletic director, Brett Banker, saying, your cheerleaders brought a cash donation and flowers to support our family that lost everything. I was amazed to hear from our cheer coaches about this incredibly thoughtful gift. He added that the football players played a very resilient game. We did end up losing. As the athletic director from Pioneer walked around the whole campus during the football game, he said, I walked the team to the locker room, and after the game, the young men from Grand Island were beyond respectful and polite. The most impressive part was after the team left, we went in to check the locker rooms, and they were spotless. So just nice accolades from the Pioneer Athletic Director, and a testament to our coaches and leaders throughout the district and our kids who were so thoughtful to raise money for that family and Pioneer. And as the board knows, it's been a very exciting opportunity to open up school. So there are several pictures of our opening days. This is a photograph of our young elementary and middle school students presenting a song during our opening day superintendent conference. Of course, we had guest speakers, and they were outstanding. We had students, we had Eric Fiegelkorn, we had our union leaders, and our principals speak. Of course, thank you to Sue Marston for speaking, and the young children who led us with the Pledge of Allegiance, and our own concert choir sang the national anthem and the alma mater. And we recognized all of our art students across the district who had art published in our district calendar. So it was a really beautiful event, and I understand this tradition's been around Grand Island forever, the sunrise for seniors, so we thank them for continuing that tradition. And some of our seniors were tailgating too, just before the opening of school, so we thank them for their spirit. And of course, this is a picture of our web leaders in 8th grade, welcoming all of the children coming to middle school, and there was a tremendous amount of excitement, and we did have WKBW interviewing some of our web leaders, and a really, really special event. This is the teachers and faculty and staff at Kegabine, and they were very excited to welcome their students. And here's Mr. Antonelli getting high fives and hugs at the same time from children getting off the school buses and entering Sidway. Some of these pictures are really just so precious at the beginning of their lives, their school lives, coming to school and enjoying themselves. And then I had an opportunity to visit all of our schools that day, just like Dr. Merkel and Mr. Fitzpatrick and Cheryl Cardone. These are photographs of kids in different schools. This is Max Pikula giving direct instruction on how to behave in the youth cafeteria. We can guess that he's teaching them how to raise their hand, which is really great. So again, wonderful pictures, big smiles, kids excited to be back in school. And we thank all the principals and teachers and staff for getting schools ready for opening week last week. As we heard from Maddie, we did have some local news coverage. WGRZ did a story about Zero Eyes, and Zero Eyes is an artificial intelligent brandished gun detection software that we have on all of our cameras. So Channel 2 did a story, and I just sent a letter to all families and with a link to this little story from Channel 2. So our parents have that letter today in their inboxes, but really important to share, particularly what just happened in Georgia, how important this Board of Education takes safety for all of us, our students, our faculty, staff, and the visitors to our campus. This was Friday, and our girls were playing a tough contest. I know Sue was there, and so was Ashley, and we're just proud of our girls for all that they do to show their grit and tenacity. And as always, we encourage people to use the Viking tip line to keep us safe. Please feel free, if you're unable to speak to a trusted adult, you click the button on the website, you can fill out a form, it goes right to Mrs. Cardone and the principal of the building. Does our board have any questions about this report? All right, thank you very much.
Okay, nothing to report yet in our Board of Education session, but that will certainly change as all of us get out and start attending our liaison meetings. So anybody signed up for the public? No. All right, so on to the committee of the whole items, information roundtables. We'll start with you, Danielle. Do you have anything?
I'm all set, thank you.
Roger?
I just want to thank the administrators and Dr. Graham and everybody for being proactive with the Zero Eyes program and kind of being on the forefront of school security and working to keep everybody as safe as possible.
Okay.
Just thank you to Cindy, I don't know if she's still here, for the tour and all the great work she's done here at Eagle Island. Wow, it's really amazing.
Cheryl?
Congratulations, Jim. Well deserved.
Joy?
I'm all set.
Thank you. Couple things from me. I wanted to back up and talk about the transportation efficiency study that we did real quick. So thank you to Teresa and her team for helping us gather data for that. Alliance Education Associates did a very comprehensive study on our transportation department to help us, the primary goal for that study was to help us recruit and retain bus drivers, but they did a whole lot more. So many commendations in there for Teresa and her staff, so congratulations on that. There were some areas of improvement that were recommended to us. We've already taken action.
Oh, microphone down.
We've already taken action on some of those items. We were able to work with the SRP union to come up with some alternate terms to their contract so that the bus drivers all have access to health care. And Teresa and I will be diving into that study even further to see if there's anything else that we can do to improve our transportation department. Also, the stop arm bus cameras, I was asked for an update on that. So we originally had worked with Bus Patrol on that. And I'm going to bring up my notes here on the phone. So we originally worked with Bus Patrol, and we were getting ready to do the installation, and then they came back and said, instead of everything being completely free, that it was going to be $1,250 setup fee per bus, and then $250 per bus per month, amounting to about $500,000 over the 5-year term of the contract. So we've been looking at other options. We've talked to Census Gatso. Their offer to us was about $50 a month per camera, plus $100 per violation for the camera. So I'm going to be going to a conference next week. I'm going to be looking for other vendors while I'm there and trying to get as much information as I can on what's out there. Our feeling on the Bus Patrol was once they got Buffalo, that they kind of didn't need us anymore, and that's why they took that pot sweetener away. But they also discussed doing cameras in the entire county, but there was some resistance in the county, so we're gonna also reach out to the county legislators and see if we can do anything to help them move that along countywide. So we will be working on that. We're gonna be working on putting out an RFP for some new grant writers. We did end our relations with the previous ones, just wasn't giving us what we needed, so we're gonna put that back out here shortly and try to find a better fit for us. And then the final thing I have is the solar RFP that we're working on. We held interviews this past week with the two companies that provided proposals. They were able to answer some questions, so we will be putting together a report for the board and looking to make a recommendation soon on the solar initiative. Thank you.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Thank you. Congratulations to all of our students, our teachers, our administrators, directors, and any staff member that had to do with a great opening week of school. We really appreciate all the work that people have done in working through some of the sudden changes that happened right before school started. Maddie McGowan, you did a great job being interviewed last week, so really nice job. Way to represent the high school, way to represent Grand Island. Congrats to Jim Gebline. We appreciate all the work that you do, and we look forward to working with you in the future. And Dr. Graham and I had the opportunity to meet with Cindy Booker prior to this tour this evening, and we're having the board meeting in Eagle Island. And, you know, I never really worked with Mrs. Booker before, but she definitely was passionate. She's a passionate leader about Eagle Island. She actually fosters a love of nature and stewardship among all of our students, and making sure that they go back and take care of their home areas. Also, this is really interesting. I want to commend Mrs. Booker for this. This is, you can call it a nature center, but it's really not a nature center. It's more than a nature center. It's an interactive nature center. The amount of things that take place here, and if you've ever, students, I know if you've been here to Eco Island, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The amount of student-centered projects that you can do, the hands-on experiences, the integration and inspiring that takes place, the vibrancy that is here in Eco Island is all because of Mrs. Keedy and now taken over by Mrs. Booker. So we really appreciate everything that you've done. Thank you.
Mr. Graham?
Yeah, so has everybody heard me whispering? Is this
No, not yet.
All right, how's that? I was asking about the total number of applicants for the principal Kegabine vacancy. So Cheryl and Fitz are leading that search. There were 16 applicants, which I was really pleasantly pleased with. And today they screened the applicants.
We'll be interviewing 6
Thursday.
on Thursday.
6 on Thursday. And then I believe then there's a parent and stakeholder group.
Next Monday, correct. So more to come on that.
And then final interviews on Thursday the 19th. So moving forward, that's all I have.
I just want to start by congratulating all of the students for showing up tonight, because this is probably one of the shortest meetings we will have during the semester. And usually we see this influx at the end of the semester, not at the beginning of the semester, so kudos for being on top of it. Just a couple of quick dates I want to throw out there. This Thursday, September 12th is open house at the high school. September 26th is our powder puff game at the high school. Our, homecoming game is Friday, September 27th, with homecoming being the Saturday, September 28th. Our next wonderful board meeting, just in case you didn't get enough tonight, will be September 30th at the high school, and the next following one will be October 7th at Charlotte Sidway. So with that, I am gonna ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting at 8:07.
I'll motion.
And a second? All in favor? Opposed? Carried 5-0, thank you. And you could just come on up and sign your agendas. It looks like a short some, I see some.
Anybody